Hello everybody watching this. It's been a long time since I've been on the mic. It's been a while since we've talked, you know. It's been a little bit. I've been really busy this week. That's why there's been a lot of meme videos, because those, you know, are easy to make. Obviously, I mean, they're only like 20 seconds long. And yeah, I've been really busy this week. I've been hanging out with friends and like doing other stuff, normal busy things. Yeah, so that's why I've been doing so many like smaller videos. I've been working on this one video for a while, the one that you're about to see. It's only the first half of the video. Sorry about that. The second half will be coming out at some point next week, I hope. Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties with it. The second part of like the second half of the video. So I've decided to release this. I've had this freaking part of the video for forever, so I thought I might as well release it now and just have this little disclaimer. Also, just like for a channel update, skip ahead if you don't really care about this, but expect in the future for me to not be able to upload daily. Sorry if I'm like blowing up the mic or something. If there's like weird noises in the background. Oh, the mic sounded weird. Anyways, so I'm probably not gonna be able to upload every day anymore. There's no point really trying to not say this because it's pretty obvious. School is starting soon, and I'll have to do that as well. And I'm not gonna be able to do as many videos, obviously, because I'll be busy doing schoolwork. And I'm not gonna be able to do a video every day. I've prided myself in uploading every single day, or at least having a video for every single day, but that's a whole different thing. I'm sorry that I'm not gonna be able to in the future. I know I'm not gonna be able to. It's just fate. I'm not gonna be able to do it every single day because I'm gonna be spending a large majority of the day on schoolwork. And yeah, I'm gonna do the best I can at that, but I'm just gonna say that for the whole summer I never missed an upload, and I pride myself on that, but I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore because I'm gonna be busy other stuff. But I'm rambling a lot, and let's just get to the video. Kind of bye-bye to this me. Say hello to past me, I guess. The early days of video games, nearly half a century ago, were like the Wild West. Nobody knew what to do, and just did something, hoping that it would work. It took a few decades, but we finally figured out many do's and don'ts, especially as technology improved alongside video games. However, back in the day when a denim-clad plumber saved the entire video game industry, things were different. People didn't have millions of YouTube videos about how to make a game, let alone a good game, and they didn't have easy access to thousands of games via the internet. Because there was no rulebook on how to make games, designers experimented a lot. New ideas were being created and thrown together to make a game, whether for good or ill, because there were no standards, unlike nowadays. Today, we've easily defined genres in gaming. Platformers, RPGs, puzzle, beat-em-ups, roguelike, dating sims, and much more. Sure, there's the occasional game that forges a new genre, subgenre like Dark Souls, Souls-like genre, but those are few and far between. However, this view of the early days having no base to work with is somewhat misinformed. Some genres were created very early, like sports and puzzle games in the Atari days, and in the NES days, there were platformers as far as the eye could see. Many of these early video games were generic and uninspired messes not worth talking about. What we are after today are diverse and radical games that broke boundaries. There are a number of these games, like Solstice and Star Tropics. The games we will be discussing today are games that went beyond the norm, which wasn't very well defined, and tried something new, whether it failed or worked. These games can be seen as having outdated mechanics, the mechanics that they introduced have been refined for decades. We'll be focusing on two games specifically, The Elder Scrolls Arena and Draken. Let's begin. Let's begin with Draken. Draken is one of the first 3D first-person games, and likely the first first-person RPG. It had a lot of bold things like day-night cycles, a completely open-world map, real-time tactics, pseudo 3D, and other elements we will discuss in more detail. And a quick note, we are typically talking about the SNES version of the game, as it is the one that I am most familiar with. Before we get too far into it, let's start from the beginning. This game was originally developed in 1989 for the DOS, ported to the SNES in 1991, and is one of the first SNES games. The game received more than enough reception to get a sequel, Dragon View, 3 years later. However, some have looked back on the game and seen it as an outdated mess. The story in the SNES version was infamously butchered due to poor translation. It is vastly different from the DOS version and much harder to follow. However, we are not here to discuss the story of this game, but we are here for the gameplay. After you create your characters with very little information on what their stats do, it drops you into a world with a short explanation of what you're doing and a rather lengthy but important tutorial on how the game works. Even after this long read, many things are still not explained. Gameplay can be separated into 3 parts: exploration, dungeon crawling, and combat. Let's start with exploration. You wander a pseudo 3D environment with only a compass and a map as a guide. I would say that this is the highlight of the game. Exploring this vast, yet very empty world creates an interesting kind of immersion to the game. It provides this atmosphere that puts me in a state of mind that I can't really explain. The overworld isn't completely empty though. There are wandering merchants that I didn't get footage of, even though I recorded 2.5 hours in a different place through 5 wandering merchants in the same amount of time. Anyways, some magical old dudes will appear to tell you stuff like tips or lore bits, or that you can't go into a certain area yet. There are teleports, houses, inns, and more to find. However, here's when the little outdated things come in. If you accidentally bump into a gravestone, a giant jaguar head will pop out of the ground and shoot insta-kill fireballs at you. It could totally, easily, total party wipe you. Just like real life. And the sharks. Don't forget the sharks. Because if you do, they will kill you and everyone you love. The game also doesn't explain certain things to you, and things it does explain are hard to decipher due to the bad translation. Some of the houses in the games will take forever to get to until you completely useless things. Sometimes, it's hard to know what you're even supposed to do. Bad translation strikes again. Dungeon crawling faces similar highs and lows. It creates a unique atmosphere as well as interesting mechanics, like dividing up the party and discovering secrets and puzzles. It's also quite dated. Some of the rooms are huge paths that lead to literally nothing. Things like dark rooms and locked doors become time wasters, and spellcasters learn spells such as light and unlock at very early levels. Battling is very interesting in this game. You don't have direct control over the party, instead you can control the movement of one party member at a time, with the rest of the party on autopilot. You can control the battles by micromanaging what actions the characters can take, like using offensive or defensive spells. Now, to the main point. Many of these mechanics, and more, have become quite outdated by modern standards. Does this make Dragon an objectively subpar or bad game? I don't think so. The problems that Dragon faced were just the standards for games at the time. Countless games of bad translations don't explain things very well. That was just the norm. So is it fair to judge an old game by the games of today? No. It's like saying Shakespeare is bad because it's unreadable without literally studying today. You can't judge Shakespeare by today's standards, but by the things around it. At the time, people actually talked like Shakespeare wrote. Shocking, I know. So trying to say Draken sucks due to things like under-explanation and poor 3D isn't valid. That was just a standard of the times. Am I saying that Draken is an objectively perfect game? No, even adjusting to the times still isn't perfect by any means. The durability system just slows down the game, forcing you to go back to previous areas to get more armor or to run from every battle. And most of the time, there is no battle music, but just the monsters you're fighting making stupid sounds. So check his boss though. Thanks for watching my video. This is my second attempt at doing this outro. I recorded it earlier, but I didn't actually plug in my microphone, so I just was talking to myself for 2.5 minutes. I mean, I guess I already am doing that, but for no reason. And just so you know, within an hour of this video's uploading, I'm going to be making public the footage for Draken. It's the raw footage. There's no commentary on it at all. It's just raw footage for like 2.5 hours. I want to make that public so that other people can use it for their own projects if they want to. But there is, in the description, there's information about how to do that, or what you should like put in the description of the video if you're gonna do that. Just so you know. can't just take my footage without like giving me credit or anything. But I think that's about it. I'm not gonna be releasing. I'm gonna be making public the Elder Scrolls Arena footage, but it is on my channel. It is unlisted in a playlist on the channel. If you go to my playlist section of my channel, you can find it unlisted in a raw footage playlist. If you want to use it, I wouldn't recommend just watching it unless you're really curious about how it plays, because it's just playing a game without commentary for like an hour and a half. It's even split up into 3 parts because I screwed up the recording, and it got split up into 3 parts, and I can't really stitch them back together very well. So it's in 3 different videos, but it doesn't really matter. So I hope you did enjoy that video, and I hope if you're going to use my footage for your own projects that you give me credit in some way. Read the description of the raw footage videos for more information about that. And most of all, I hope I'll see you next time for the part 2 of this one, as well as my memes, my meme videos, and my gameplay videos. Bye bye. Hopefully Yep, I have my microphone plugged in, so I'm not just talking to myself for a minute and a half.